Alright, here we are for our second match with Tron. And I'm going to keep, because this hand is pretty... actually really insane. I believe the way I'll be able to... Yes, the way I'll be able to play is I can actually have turn 3 Tron and possibly do some other stuff. Depends on the math, but let's see. So turn 2 I can go Fed Prison, turn 3 I can go... If I draw an untapped land, I definitely get to play Mole Drifter, I think, in Civic Signet. Well, no, that's not even a question, I do. I need an untapped land to do it, but this is good enough anyway. So, we'll see what my opponent decides to do. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Urza's Mine here. The reason why is I want to be able to go Tron piece turn 2 into Prophetic Prism to give me the chance to either draw Tron or to go untapped land into, you know, whatnot. Yeah, so... Alright, so my opponent is paused. Let's see what they want to do. Alright, so we're up against Delver Blue. And we actually did top deck Natural Tron, but we're going to go Prophetic Prism here. There is an argument for going Simic Signet, so that we can, or, well, we as in I, can have guaranteed that the Prophetic Prism will come into play and I'll draw a card, but that's fair. Oh, looks like we're up against Blue-Black Delver. That's a lot different. And we drew Teachings. Sick. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Mole Drifter before doing anything else, just to see if I draw another Prism. I didn't. I actually drew 2 Fierce Empaths, so that'll be fun. This is not a great matchup. Getting a little lucky that the Delvers aren't flipping. This is not a great matchup because their removal spells can be a really big problem, and they do have counter spells. So there's that. And there's a Grotto. Grotto's going to be good. Being able to go Polluted Mire or whatever is going to be good too, so Crop Rotation will actually really help. And I'm not attacking. Unfortunately, Fierce Empath doesn't really do all that much in this matchup, but I want to thin my deck anyway. And I think actually I'd rather have the green. I want to be able to Teachings as well. No, let's just use the Signet, actually. Alright, let's go Fierce Empath. This time I'm going to play the Thornwood Falls. If this gets countered, I'm just going to play... I hope that this gets countered, because then I'll just play the other Fierce Empath, and I got a counter out of my opponent's hand. Which is going to be really, really helpful. It was getting deprived? Okay. That's also very helpful. So... now what I'll do is I'll play the other Fierce Empath. And it's going to resolve. Opponent has a fetch land, so on upkeep, if one doesn't flip, they can try to get the other two. Get the Horror. And now I can play Grotto to hold up Crop Rotation. But I think playing the Thornwood Falls is probably going to just be a lot better. I think I just want as much untapped mana as possible. And I'll go ahead and do that and pass the turn. One thing to note about this deck is you are going to have to be fast with it because, of course, timing out of Magic Online is a thing. Looks like my opponent does not want to do that. I guess they'll need all 3 mana, just in case. So we'll see what happens. Oh, looks like they flipped with a Accumulated Knowledge. Alright, well, that's a good reason to hold Crop Rotation. Ooh, Augur Bolus. This guy's making a splash in almost every deck, and they got a Brainstorm. How lucky. Alright, so with Dinrova Horror, we have, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to play the Grotto untapped, and we're going to play the Horror. Like this. Black. Gonna play the horror out there. Probably gonna bounce the backwater. And then I'll play teachings and get Ghostly Flicker. And then we'll see what happens. Yes, sure. Yes, sure. I'm just gonna F6 here, because I'm not attacking, so it doesn't really make a difference. Alright, so my opponent discarded a Dismal Backwater, which is interesting. Oh, because they have Ash Barrens. Okay. Well, if they get a Swamp, they won't have... Ooh. Hello, Mr. Person who is tapped out. Now we get to have a little bit of fun. See what my opponent gets. Hopefully it's nothing. And then we'll just get Brainstorm again. Alright, fair enough. We go ahead and miss the teachings here for Ghostly Flicker. Good teachings for another teachings, but there really isn't really a point in that. Obviously, right now. The number one thing you want to do also is bounce back the lands first. You want to be able to make them stop, I think. I usually bounce back the lands first, unless, of course, I'm under a lot of creature pressure. Then that's just a lot different. And I'm probably going to crop rotation away this Thornwood Falls for an island. So I have another blue source next turn, but depends on the math, really. Depends on the math. Another power plant. Alright, so right now I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I have 3 blue sources. Okay, so I don't really need to do that. So I can just play Thornwood Falls right now. Let's just... I could attack first, actually. Problem is I don't have any removal. I do have Echoing Truth. So, nah, that doesn't really do much, though. So what I'm going to do here is flicker both of these. Bouncing back my opponent's swamp. Or actually bouncing back my opponent's island. I don't really care if they have a swamp. It's always yield. Wow. A bunch of scooped. So that turn what I was going to do was, unless I draw a tower, I was probably going to play her as a power plant, because then I could pay 3, 4, 5, and then I would have been able to Ghostly Flicker again. But at the same time, I might not have done that, because I want to leave up Ghostly Flicker for a Mnemonic Wall, just in case my opponent has Doomblade in their hand, or Ghastly Demise. That's a fun little trick with Ghastly Demise, by the way. So in this matchup, I like the Retrogriff plan, and I like the Dinrova Horror plan. I don't know if I like the Cop Blue plan. We'll see what else I want to do. Just going to bring in the same type of cards. And what to take out? Well, we can take out Pulse. I don't like Probe in this matchup. I think it's really slow. I think on the play it'd be a lot better. I like taking out 2 Moments Peace, maybe not all 4. The Echoing Truth is something I think I'm going to have to keep, just in case. And then... Condescend is interesting. It's not great in this matchup, but it's also not terrible. I think I'm going to take out the map as well. I don't think I need to worry about getting Tron online all that quickly unless it's from a crop rotation. Like, crop rotation with Bajuka Bog and Polluted Mire, and maybe I should put Sajiri's Step in here, is probably more, probably better. And I think I'm going to shave a Condescend just because of the fact that I have a few more counter spells now. Actually, it's possible that I'm going to bring in the Cop Blue over the other Condescend. That might be very wrong, but I think that's going to be a bit better in the long run. Just because it's going to help me buy more time. So, there's that, I suppose. This hand's bad. This hand is not good. It's very slow. It does not get Tron very well, and the crop rotation doesn't really do anything. This hand, however, is much better. Oof. I gotta put that on the bottom, unfortunately. It kind of sucks that I have the Polluted Mire in my hand. Oh, no, it doesn't suck, really. Well, What I could do is go Plutomire here to guarantee myself I have 3 mana on turn 3 with Forbidden Alchemy, and I think I'm willing to do that. Because I do have Momentary Blinks, so it's not like this is going to really make a difference. Unfortunately, this is pretty much a mulligan to 5 to start off with, because I already have the Horror in my hand, so that kind of sucks. And unfortunately, my opponent's going to counter this Prophetic Prism, but I have to do it anyway. I am very, very certain my opponent will counter that. Yep. Well, this is the one problem with this deck, but them having no creatures is not bad. I just gotta pass. That is the one problem with Tron, as you've seen many times. You can get color screwed. It just happens, something that you accept when you play this type of deck. And there is Delver. Alright, well there's Prism. See if my opponent doesn't mind letting me have this one. Nope, they do. Such a crappy way to lose a game when you lose like this, when you're color screwed. You have 3 mana, but you can't do anything with it. Alright. Just gotta top deck Thornwood Falls or Signet or another Prism or something. Guess this is one of the reasons I shouldn't cut Expedition Map. Right as I draw that. That could have been an Expedition Map if I had left it in. Oh well. And another flip. Alright, cool. Oh, right. I have to F6. Come on, Blue Source. Son of a B. Alright. I'm sorry, this is just a crappy way to always lose with Tron. That's the thing about Tron is it feels so powerful, but you can lose to something so stupid as you not having a colored artifact. But it comes with the territory, so you just get used to it. Mills thought Scour and land, okay. Pieces I wanted. I still don't think mulliganing to 5 was a good option. I would have kept this hand anyway. So. Brainstorm and Ponder. And the Hill Spellbomb. That I don't care about. Alright. Alrighty. Well. I'm gonna discard this Crop Rotation. Never gonna use it. It's literally the most useless card in my hand. There's an argument to be made for putting Forbidden Alchemy in the graveyard instead of Crop Rotation, but I don't have basic Forest in my deck or a land that only produces green. So, alright. I suppose it's a start. Even buys me another turn. Oh, opponent feels like they need to draw a card now. That's interesting. That's very interesting. That is increasingly interesting. Another land. Ah, maybe that's why. Ooh, okay. Alright, let's go for the Cop Blue. Since I have Prohibit. Let's just go for it. I'll even have 1 mana to use over. Opponent's cracking first? Okay, they're looking to draw something. It's kind of interesting. Man, it's hot in my room. Okay. I'm just gonna let them brainstorm. I mean, if they draw 2 counterspells, they draw 2 counterspells. Whatever. Because they could already have a counterspell in their hand. Alright. Prohibit back. And they did all this drawing. Okay. I don't have anything for 1 black. And accumulated knowledge. Alright. Sweet. The cop blue stuck. And I'm just going to do this now so that I can F8. That way I'm wasting less time. Now all they need to do is not get a Garming Angler for a little while. Okay. Let's go ahead and cast a Mirror Signet. Let's get that out there right now. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Actually, no. You know what? No. No. That would be very bad. That would be very bad. I'm actually just gonna say go. Because I think casting Forbidden Alchemy and leaving up... Not so much leaving up Cop Blue, but I think Forbidden Alchemy is actually just gonna be better. Because right now I really, really want Tron. Dig all you want, my friend. Dig all you want. As long as you only have blue creatures in your deck and you don't have an answer to Cop Blue, that is all I give a crap about right now. Cop Blue, of course, not being a completely perfect answer to things like Delver decks, because even Delver Blue has Spire Golem. So that is something to obviously keep in mind. You know. Gush now. Okay. Well, opponent's drawing a lot of cards. Let's see. How many counterspells do they have going? 1, 2, 3 counterspells. So they have at least a Deprive in their deck and another counterspell. Is that something to keep in mind? Yeah, I'm not gonna let you do that. No way, no how. Rather not take any damage, thank you very much. Good opponent. Damn, there comes an Garming Angler. I was actually kind of hoping for some reason they wouldn't have one in their deck. It's fine though. It's fine. 1, 2, 3. Forbidden Alchemy, see what my opponent has to say about it. I don't know if they run Exclude or anything, so... Oh, they run Dispel, though. That's balls. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could go for Drinrova Horror. And if it gets countered, I have to retry next turn. I don't really have a fear of it getting killed. It's a matter of I have a fear of it not surviving. Or I could go for Mole Drifter. I could even evoke Mole Drifter if I really wanted to. I think that's probably my best bet, is to just evoke Mole Drifter once here. See what my opponent has to say about it, because I could actually just evoke Mole Drifter twice and still have one up for the Insectile Aberration. I could also draw Moment's Peace and my opponent has no answer to it. So that is something. That is something to think about. Okay. Is not the right Tron piece, although that is Mystical Teachings. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pass. I'm going to go to 2 life as much as I don't like it. And I'm going to do Mystical Teachings at the end of turn. Jeez, that is a lot of cards drawn. Not gonna lie, I'm probably dead. If I'm being perfectly honest, I am probably dead. Probably dead. I can't imagine my opponent just doesn't have all the counter magic in the world in their hand right now. So, I mean, it's very possible. 9 cards in their hand, they don't have a lot, but I'd find that extremely hard to believe. Excruciatingly hard to believe. Yeah, I don't give a crap about that guy. Milling me twice? Oh, okay. Well, that goes with the Bajuka Bog and an island. Me again, okay. There goes Crop Rotation and Pulse. Alright. Whatever. Alright. Teachings, go. Find me Dispel. Not Pyroblast, because I don't want my opponent to know I have access to that. Okay, they run Daze. And I just drew Tron. Sweet, I suppose. Well, first off, I guess try for Dinrova Horror. So like that. I think I overpaid. No, I didn't overpay. I'm still floating 2 mana anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. Yep, there's Counterspell. Oh, that's too much mana. That is too much mana, I said. Mole Drifter? Okay. Man, I wish I had a way to deck my opponent. Okay, well that lived, but I highly doubt my opponent doesn't have a removal spell. So I would have to hope that this Delver doesn't flip. Actually, no, I don't have enough mana. So I guess I just say go and hope that my opponent doesn't have a removal spell. Who knows, maybe they didn't keep your removal spells in. Nope, they did. Yep, alright. Might as well see more of my opponent's deck. If I didn't get mana screwed as I did, I probably would have won that match, so I'm not upset by that. Well, I am, but not as upset as you think. I am going to bring back in the Expedition map now, though, because I'm on the play. I wanted more utility with the crop rotation on the draw. And now they have 2 Nihil Spell Bombs. Now I know I need pretty much 2 of whatever I'm going to have, so. And I now know that Echoing Truth doesn't actually do anything. I'm going to bring back in Condescend. Now, Condescend just isn't very good here, but I guess it's better than nothing. I guess it is better than nothing. Like, Probe doesn't really do much, so I guess Condescend is better than nothing. We're just going to go right back into it. I'm going to keep this hand. I think this hand's pretty good. It's got a Signet on turn 2. It's got colors. Fortunately, it has a Prophetic Prism. A Ghostly Flicker that is missing a Prophetic Prism. Otherwise, the hand is not bad. I'll be able to hold off early Delvers if this crop rotation. I can't speak today, apparently. I'll be able to hold off some early creatures if this Circle of Protection Blue survives, so that's good. And turn 1 Delver, what do you know? Every time. Every time. Variance is a B. Ah, guaranteed Delver flip this time. I like it. I like it. Drew Bajukabog too, which is pretty interesting. So, opponent's going to flip over Deep Analysis. Alrighty. Yep, take 3. Calming Wilds. Gotcha. No, I'm drawing all the wrong... I am literally drawing all of the wrong cards right now. Just... Forgot my opponent had Daze because I'm not used to this deck having Daze in it. So I should have actually not done what I did. 3 Delvers, huh? That is annoying. Okay, well... I guess there isn't really a reason not to get Tron right now. So... Yeah. Guess there isn't really a reason not to get it online right now. Crop rotation for... Urza's Power Plant. Now I have all the mana I could ever want. My opponent shuffled away, so that's not guaranteed they're going to actually flip their Delvers. Cycling Ash Barrens in response, okay. How is it that I have 4 mana and my opponent... Oh, maybe they didn't play the Ash Barrens. I know they have a Swamp, so... My opponent uses the same lands as I do. In most of my decks, anyway. That's pretty sweet. Negate. Ugh. This is becoming harder and harder. Although, Negate doesn't counter Mole Drifter, so there's that. I think 1 Mole Drifter and I'll be... yeah, 1 Mole Drifter that resolves, I'll be very far ahead in this game. I hate how I have to click on this colorless because it's floating. Like, what else mana am I going to use? Like, Magic Online, come on. Like, what other mana am I going to use, in all seriousness? This spell. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and Bajuka Bog now, I guess, because why the hell not? I already have a Ghostly Flicker in hand, so I can just flicker the Bajuka Bog whenever I need. This might be a bit of a long game. I want to flip over a counter spell. Alright. And flipped over a Brainstorm. Well, I think what I'm going to do right now is maybe... Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and Ghostly Flicker this and this. See if my opponent fights. Actually, if they do, I'd be a little bit happy. I'm just doing this now to try and slow them down. Wow, they actually used the negate. Holy God. Alright, well, I'm going to counter it. And then I'm going to use the floating mana to put into Cop. So... Seems to me like they might have a Garmag Angler. Not sure. I'm just going to do this now so we can both get on with our lives. Playing a Brainstorm main phase. Why are you playing a Brainstorm main phase? It's interesting. Yep. Not drawing anything. This is the boring side of Tron, by the way. when you have all the mana in the world, you can't do anything with it. This is the boring side of Tron. Oh well. Alright, opponent finally resolved the Garmag Angler. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound so frustratedly salty, but I have not had luck like this with this deck yet, and I personally feel like I should be crushing this matchup. But no matter how many times I put my opponent in the position to tap out, I can't take advantage of it, and it's really, really annoying. I drew a Polluted Mire, just to let you guys know. Boy. Alright. Yep. Alright. Those both in Hell Spell Bombs, and I'm guessing my opponent drew the Thought Scour off of the Accumulated Knowledge, which is pretty funny. Oh yeah, Mnemonic Wall. I guess that's an infinite blocker, and my opponent allows it to be. So let's go ahead and try to cast it, and then if not, I can put it back on top of my library with Polluted Mire. I guess I'm not completely out of the woods. Although, if my opponent doesn't have like 4 counterspells in their hand right now, I'd be extremely surprised. Yeah, I guess. So I'm basically saying, well, opponent, if you don't have a counterspell, I'm gonna have a chance, and if you do, I'm dead. There's nothing I can really do about it. Although, I will say Cop Blue is actually much better than I took it for at first. I actually did not think it would be that good of a card, and it is quickly showing that it is quite a damn good card. Alright. And I'm going to scoop here in a second. Oh, what? Alright. I'm going to get back Ghostly Flicker, I guess. Oh, I see. My opponent's just going to kill it in response. Oh, what a way to go. Lose to an Edict effect. Alright. Well, you got me. I'll be right back. Alright. So, what did we learn? Variance is a cold, cold plate. What else did we learn? I think this deck is awesome. God, this deck is so fun. Yeah, I'm going to warn you, it takes a lot of time to win. So you're going to have to play fast, you're going to have to learn this deck inside and out, but when this deck works, it works. I did not like the Fierce Empath idea. I also was not really a big fan of the main deck Echoing Truth, so I can guarantee you I'm going to take those out and try those again. As far as the sideboard's going to change a tiny little bit, but not by much. I'm going to probably add in a Circle of Protection Black, because Mono Black has been showing up a little bit more, and I think that the Circle of Protections are actually getting a lot better these days, so probably going to do that. As far as, yeah, my final verdict, play this deck. If you like Tron, play the deck. Go play it. This is a great deck. It's very powerful. It's not easily beaten. It's not as good as Drake. Obviously, nothing will be, but deck is great, and I think that Leroy B, I think his name is, or I apologize if I'm butchering your name, made a great deck. And I'll tell you one thing, Wizards, I will be the first to say thank you. Thank you for putting this at common. Because, God, this creature's great. Alright. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys listened to me get salty. Because it probably makes you laugh. That's what I'm here for. Trying to make you guys laugh. But yeah. As always, this is Arctic Ghost, your glorious host. Thank you so much for watching. Do check out PureMTGO.com for every other great writer and article that is much better than my own work, as is everything. And again, thank you guys so much. You'll have a great day. Thanks for watching.